So, my name is Nancy and I am a member of the Care for Education team, and I have been here for a good many years, going on for 17 now. So I've been part and parcel of this concern for a long time. So my actual role, my main role in Care for Education is to develop and write content for the workshops that we offer. So the workshops we offer in-house in our training centre, and then we also offer online workshops. So there's always material to be written for both sides. And then also for maybe any special projects that we do. For instance, the foundation phase initiative that we're running at the moment, it's a government project, and we are training up teachers all over South Africa to be inspired to have some playful learning in the classroom. So all of that requires material to be written. We need to write guidebooks, we need to write facilitator manuals, we have to write teacher workbooks. So all of that kind of stuff falls into my lap.
My name is Kgopotso, Khumalo. My name is Remembrance. It's a Sotho name. I'm a young girl who grew up, not really young, but let's say young girl who grew up in Soweto. First generation scholar in my family. In terms of my job description, a lot of people would refer to me as a person who focuses on the monitoring and evaluation or the research part. What is the impact of our programs or of our initiatives? So I think when I came in, it was more aligned to that idea of looking at if we implementing a manipulative for foundation phase, for example, or if we implementing manipulatives for the ECD centers, what does it look like? What is the impact? How are teachers using it, practitioners using it? And what are some of the challenges? Because that goes to our iterative process of we look, we see, we learn, we reflect, we go back, we make the tweaks and changes to ensure that whatever we provide is context specific, it's meaningful, and speaks to the people that we are focusing on and addressing. I think there's been a lot of highlights. And highlights is the fact that it is a small organization that has a huge impact, like I mentioned. So that would be the highlight. The highlight is knowing that whatever we're creating in the space here within Care for Education is impacting on many communities that would, if it had not been for Care for Education, they wouldn't have access to the simplest of resources or the simplest of manipulatives. Like as we speak now, I'm thinking of Lego as a manipulative, as a tool, as a toy. I know I didn't grow up with Lego. I only started touching and feeling and using Lego when I got to Care for Education. And then I'm like my 32, 31 perhaps. So imagine that I never had that growing up. So here we get to do that. You get to ensure that that ECD center that is not registered, the learners or the kids there, the little ones, have access to those tools that they can play with while learning. But there have been challenges. And I think one of the challenge we've had is within a small organization, there's only so much that we can do, right? We can only train so many practitioners for them to implement the tool. We can only reach so many communities. I think the power of Care for Education has been us working with other partners, other forums, other organizations in ensuring that our reach is far and wide, but the reaching of it has been one of the challenges. And again, following up to see 2 years later, how is it working? Is it still working? What can we do? What changes can we make? But I think as a non-profit organization, we have done a lot, but then there are a few challenges.
Going forward into the future, I think what we're doing here, we are able to change and adapt to any situation. So if we have children from rural areas, we can very easily adapt the lessons that we've written and the workshops that we've written. We can easily adapt it to suit those circumstances and those environments. And we do encourage teachers to make all of the lessons that they learn from us, we encourage them to make it their own and to make it meaningful to them in their circumstance and in their environment. So it's very adaptable, and it's very easy to scale it up or scale it down to fit into any age group. So we can use the material that we write here can be used from tiny tots to much older kids as well. So I think there is scope for us going into all of Africa and getting this message out there about playful learning. Children are children wherever they are, wherever they come from, wherever they've been, wherever they are at. They're still children, and they still have the same needs and wants, and it is very easy to work with that.